What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell by the title where it's going down at today. It's on the set of ABC's The View. It seems like the hosts are always at odds with one another. I've said it once, I'll say it again, guys. If the hosts aren't fighting, with the guests they bring on the show, down talking and trying to talk over the guests, they're at odds with one another. Tons of infighting going on in this newest segment where The View hosts debate on Kamala Harris's VP choice. I'm excited to get into it. So we're gonna get straight into it, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it, y'all.
Not heard. I think most people don't vote on the vice president unless it's a really bad vice president, and then that does hurt. I mean, but at this point, Kamala could pick Trump's friend, Hannibal Lecter, and it would be better than J.D. Vance.
But didn't basically Trump pick Vance?
That doesn't even sound right, though. That statement from Anna Navarro saying that, no matter who Kamala Harris picks, it'll be better than J.D. Vance. She has to really look at reality right now. Kamala Harris's ticket is suffering. It's terribly suffering. Donald Trump's ticket, on the other hand, it's doing well, with him alone. So it doesn't matter really who's his VP. But Kamala Harris, on the other hand, very weighted decision. I think she's very wrong in that statement she made.
And it would be better than J.D. Vance.
Didn't basically Trump pick Vance because he knows that he would not certify the election the way Pence
he
did?
would.
He would not certify.
I think that's
the way
part of
Pence
it.
did.
I think he's a yes person. I think he wanted to make sure that someone would fall in line and not do the right thing like Vice President Mike Pence did. And I also...
Here we go. Sonny Hostin with the simple-minded takes. A yes man, J.D. Vance? No, he's a young guy. He's new to the scene. Donald Trump is just walking this guy, in the right direction, getting him geared up. It's all right. It's all right for him not to be, all the way strapped and prepared. Donald Trump is going to put his boots on and get him ready for the next 4 years after Donald Trump has served his term. These ladies, man, these ladies.
Thing like Vice President Mike Pence did. And I also think he just had the hubris not to pick well or vet well because he figured he had it in a landslide.
Everything in life is timing. And, when he made this choice...
He also kissed his butt bigger than the other guy.
Remember, he made this choice after...
I don't think anyone kissed... No one was kissing butt. It was just about an endorsement and support and who was the better, the better candidate. Donald Trump, all of his policies, we've seen it's proven. This has happened before. He's already served a term. So, comparing the two terms, Kamala Harris has served a term also, technically. Sit next to Joe Biden. We've seen, and we side by side compare those. Who's, turned this country into a dump and who's tried to change things for the better. Of course, J.D. Vance is going to endorse the better candidate. There was no butt kissing there. It's simply, this is the right guy for you guys. I'm endorsing this. This is where my vote's going. I think yours should too. I mean, come on, these ladies.
Biden's disastrous debate and after the assassination attempt.
So he's full of himself.
So he was riding high because I think if he had felt more pressure, he might have looked at Nikki Haley. He might have looked at Marco Rubio.
Oh my, Nikki Haley? I've heard so many people in my comments alone, the videos I've put out, the VP, potential VP, and I was, throwing names around there, J.D. Vance, Byron Donald, Vivek Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley, Marco Rubio. It was all those folks. Everyone was saying never Nikki Haley, not flip-flop Nikki Haley. So for Anna Navarro to throw that out there and say that, that's, they're blowing smoke. They're trying to gaslight their viewers. They wanted Donald Trump to pick the weaker candidate or someone who would flip-flop on him like we seen, Mike Pence do. Oh my goodness. These ladies are so full of it. It gets underneath my skin, you guys.
More pressure. He might have looked at Nikki Haley. He might have looked at Marco Rubio. There were a lot of people pressuring him to do that. But he wanted the sycophant of sycophants. And this is what happens, folks, when you take Donald Trump Jr.'s advice. You end up with J.D. Vance.
But you know what? The other vice president that mattered, I think, was Sarah Palin. That was a lot
of people did not vote for John McCain because of
Sarah Palin. So for for the presidential nominee.
Here comes Sonny. Here comes Sonny Hostin with her far out take, guys. Here she goes. Sonny Hostin always takes, reality and draws it all the way out the Here we go. Let me let her. It just seems like Sunny Hostin is so underqualified to even sit on the set of The View. She's always offering meaningless, big old nothing burgers to the segment. She comes in, her takes always take away from what they're trying to push across. I think Sunny Hostin starts most of the fights on this set. Watch here.
The Republican ticket to say, the vice president he doesn't have to be ready on the first day, should scare Republicans.
Well,
but
not a ringing endorsement,
doing anything.
but also a lot of these sort of protest voters in Republican primaries are national security voters. They're people who back Nikki Haley because they care about things like supporting the war in Ukraine. J.D. Vance is to the far right of Donald Trump on that. He literally said, I don't really care what happens in Ukraine while Ukrainians are being slaughtered. So I think that a lot of those
I'm not saying that, we totally shouldn't be, for other countries and stuff. But right now we have to really think and assess what's most important, what's probably on our list. And America is suffering, guys. We're hurting right now. If whether you want to say it or not, you look around, it's easy for these folks to get up there and say, we should be thinking about others and we shouldn't be so selfish. But even our Lord says you have to make sure that you're, taken care of on the home front before you start dishing out and taking care of others. And I think we should do that here, especially with Ukraine. We've seen Joe Biden. I mean, not to say, the women and children, this isn't very sad. It saddens my heart to see what's going on. But we have to think about our women and children also in a sense and try to, work towards stopping the whole shoveling out all our funds to this guy Zelensky. I mean, that right there, and that's why I'm with J.D. Vance on that point. J.D. Vance saying, hey, he could care less. It sounds very harsh, but I mean, you have to really assess what's going on here on the home front. You have to start at home first before we start, dishing out to others. That's what I'm gonna say on that one.
Those disillusioned, exiled Republicans are looking to who Kamala Harris's VP pick is. If it's someone like a Josh Shapiro, who they see as moderate, I think a lot are going to hold their nose and vote for a Democrat at the top of the ticket and vote for Republicans down below.
Or a Mark
But are
Kelly.
there any that aren't moderate? Because everyone I've seen so far looks pretty moderate.
I think the Mark Kelly, the Josh, she really is leaning into that. The only one I don't agree with is Tim Walz, mostly because I think she'll win the state outright, and I think he is seen as more left among
But
moderates.
historically, it doesn't really make a difference. You don't win the state because of the vice president.
Shapiro is more popular than
A lot
Trump.
of people are saying, pick Shapiro because then you'll get Pennsylvania. That doesn't make sense.
He is more popular than Biden, Harris, and Trump.
I've been hearing that a lot too. They need that guy. This guy Shapiro, Josh Shapiro, they need him is what it sounds like to win key swing state Pennsylvania. We'll see, guys. I've been kind of trying to follow in and see, where Kamala's leaning towards. But honestly, right now, her ticket is still suffering no matter. Out of all those guys that just seem thrown on the screen, it doesn't look like any of those guys are going to be able to, shovel in the votes that they're going to need or find the votes they need in order to take this election from Donald Trump, steal. I don't think they're going to be, go for the steal. Just based off the record, the track record of Kamala Harris, the Harris-Biden campaign. I mean, that track record alone should probably, plummet this whole ticket of, the Harris, whoever's on this other side of the ticket. I just don't see it making a difference. These ladies are grasping at straws, their last stab, trying to, keep some hope over there, the Democratic side. But they know once Joe Biden slipped out of that spot, Kamala Harris slid in. It didn't make anything any better, because you got to think she's been sitting beside this guy the entire time. So it makes the voters question, start to look at her and wonder, like, okay, so he's been, even up into the moment he dropped out, I feel like she was still backing him, saying that he was fine. As soon as he dropped out, she's like, okay, I think it was best that I stepped in. So now we're trying to figure out, hey, Kamala, why weren't you alerting the people? Why weren't you, hitting us in or letting us know something beforehand? Because this didn't just happen overnight, And that's why I feel like her ticket is going to fail. There is no way you're going to get support of the people. We know you've been lying and covering up for the health, the condition of this guy Biden. That's where I'm standing on this, no matter who the VP choice is.
Trump in Pennsylvania has a 60%.
In Pennsylvania?
Yeah, but we're trying to. Pennsylvania is
Pennsylvania is one of the most important
So people,
swing
is anybody here from Pennsylvania? No.
No, but in
Okay, there
Pennsylvania.
goes there's one person right there.
There's a couple of
I
people.
saw a couple.
I would
Here comes the fight, guys. Here comes the fight. Always the fight. Is anybody here from Pennsylvania? They're looking for that, man. Oh my, here we go.
bet you they're not going to vote for the president because the vice president is from Pennsylvania. They're going to vote who they
I
like.
actually think it'll have a
Really? I think historically, when you have a very popular figure from a certain
Hey, Joy, look, she has a point. As long as, I think you would have to almost be a superstar in that town. You have to have been well known. I mean, just because you're from somewhere doesn't mean the whole town's going to vote for you, the whole state. Like, it doesn't mean what? I'm with Joy on this one. The first time I'm going to say I'm with Joy on that one.
I don't know.
I actually think it'll have a
Really?
I think historically, when you have a very popular figure from a certain state, it's not a guarantee, but you are definitely playing your cards right.
Well,
So
listen, I think
arguably
he
the
would be
most
great.
important
I'd tell you
state for
the
If
truth.
she gets if Kamala Harris gets Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and let's say
Michigan. She wins the whole thing. That she just needs those three
Hands
to win.
down.
How's she
Because of the
doing in those
population
other
of the
states?
state. She's doing well in
She's
Michigan
doing very
and
well.
Wisconsin.
She is.
Pennsylvania is where she needs to make up
It's
some ground.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
This is crazy to see that, Joy is that intrigued. You're like, oh, where's she at? Where's she at in Pennsylvania? Where's she at Michigan? How does Joy Behar, she sits on The View, she calls herself, this political figure, she likes to talk about politics. I'm not going to say that she calls herself a political figure, but she likes to talk about politics an awful lot. How does she not know where her own candidate is polling at in these key states? It just doesn't make sense. You're talking about you want your candidate to win so much, but you don't even keep up with where she's tracking, where she's in at. I don't get it. I don't get it right now.
All right.
All right.
I stand corrected.
What do I know?
There we have it, guys. The View host back at it again. I feel like that TDS syndrome, that Trump derangement syndrome, has got the room all clouded up. They can't see or get a true grasp for what's happening in reality. There is honestly no chance. I don't care what they're saying, the 3 states or not. I don't think Kamala Harris takes any of those states, to be honest. The people have seen what they've done on the left, that be, the weaponization of the Department of Justice system, trying to take Donald Trump down, the assassination on his character, the attempted assassination, the actual attempt, people have seen that. People have woke up to the corruption, just the shadiness of the left. Even their media outlets, trying to cover up, gaslight, and push this narrative. I don't think Kamala Harris has as much support as what she thinks. I think it's the media more so boasting, pushing her up like they did with Joe Biden. But come November 5th, guys, I don't believe the support is going to be where they think it's at. Definitely out in the comment section, though, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Kamala Harris's VP choice, the other side of her ticket, will make a difference in taking the White House from Donald Trump? November 5th, guys. Hop in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Also, make sure you guys hit that share button. Share this out to as many Facebook friends as possible, guys. Share the truth. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button. Doesn't cost you one thing, you guys. Hit that like button for your boy, and also hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next week.